Welcome to Gromus's world. Gonna take a look at one of the most fascinating characters you'll ever see, Gromus. I've painted him many times, and he's a character I created in 2011. There's another depiction of him, one of the best. Both of these are two of my very favorite paintings. Very interesting, fascinating, mysterious, scary. Both of these. Buckle up. It's Gromus's world. Well, as you can see, I've done some digging. There's a lot of Gromus's paintings here that I've done over the years, and I think in a previous video I said I'd probably have about 25 or 30. No, I got 39 here. I counted them. There's 39 in this pile here, and I know there's more because there's a few of them I haven't found yet, buried in the big stack over there. There's a whole stack of my paintings in a box, and there's at least a few more Gromus ones that I haven't found yet. Many, many indeed. This is one of the best ones right here. Gromus is depicted often having dogs patrol his prison. That's how I made the character. He has these evil dogs roaming the prison, attacking any potential dangers that Gromus wants them to attack, or any potential escapees. There he is in his world, his dimension, his underground murky prison. I'll zoom in the background. It's just like a tunnel that just goes into the unknown, deeper into Gromus's world. There might be a little opening here at the end, you can see, and then way back there, this little dot, like that's an opening, a cave. And I'll go back, give you a sense of how, yeah, it would be confusing running away from him and trying to get through this. It's like a maze, possibly, because it's his dimension. Very fascinating character that I really, really enjoy. Has Gromus met his match as good clashes with evil? This depiction here, where a hero, Euclid, another character that I created. Euclid, the Athenian soldier here who ends up fighting Gromus. He's got his shield and his sword. Pretty good build on him, and strong man, very skilled warrior fighting Gromus in his underground prison. Gives you an idea how big this prison is. All these dots are prison cells, even in the background. You have these, and then you have these up here. That's how big it is. Yet another depiction of Gromus and Euclid. Different look for the character Euclid. He's got his shield and a sword. He's looking for Gromus in his underground dimension. Gromus standing in the background there. I'll show you this painting real quick, just to give you an idea of his prison, what it looks like in his dimension. There's different depictions. The prison cells in the background. I'll do an episode maybe of this painting another time, and maybe do a future show or video or a episode of this and other paintings that I have here of Gromus. I just wanted to give you a little idea of the scope of this character. I've painted him so many times. This is one of the best paintings here. Yeah, this is just a fascinating, wonderful depiction of Gromus that I painted. Really captures the essence of the character, and this is one of my favorite depictions of him. He's strong, he's big, but there's an intelligence there, and he's watching a potential victim here. You can see the prison, one of the prison cells back there, and then you could see a walkway here that possibly leads to other caves or doors. But tonight I'm focusing on these two paintings, two of the best. I really like these paintings, two of the best depictions of Gromus. This is kind of a follow-up to the other one that I've showed you. Yeah, remember this one? This was the other one that I've shown where Gromus has finally trapped the entire city inside a bubble. Well, this is basically part 2 to this what if story, where it says Gromus has now trapped 2 cities inside a bubble. Boy, this is a really good depiction too. I like both of these paintings a lot. Really do. Got the 2 prison cells back here. That kind of gives you an idea of the prison that he keeps people in. The vines, I like putting vines in my paintings often. I like this brown dirt, kind of rocky dirt part of the painting here. I think it adds a lot. I really like it. And I always love the brick wall, really do. Yeah, just one of my favorite paintings. And then the city, I like the way the buildings look kind of run down. They don't look completely straight. I do that in a lot of my paintings. Make the buildings look like they're unstable, almost like a symbol of a collapsing society or a potential collapsing society. I like the buildings quite a bit, and the colors and the depiction of the buildings. Then you have lightning, almost like he's controlling the weather as well. I like the facial expression, really do. I'm proud of the facial expression that I gave him, as well as the other one, the part 1 to the what if story. I'm not saying he's that powerful to trap an entire city inside a bubble or jar or whatever you want to call it, or 2 cities like this painting says, but it was fun to paint it. It was a what if painting, and just using the imagination and letting it go wild. I really enjoyed painting this. It took about 3 hours to paint this because of all the thought and the detail and everything that went into it. And then, of course, correcting any mistakes that I perceived as mistakes and wanted to change. Got a good view of the prison cells back here. Yeah, the vines. I'm proud of the vines in this one. They're kind of small. This vegetation is really nice looking. Really like it. Yeah, I painted this, I don't know, maybe 6 years ago, possibly 7. This one here is probably about 8 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago. One of the best depictions. I love the fog. Really enjoy the fog in front of them. I'm pretty good at painting fog and light coming down from the trees. Really enjoyed that. The silhouette is so great on this painting. It really captures his shape. And of course you have these nice trees, creepy but beautiful. Then you got the ruins, my pillars, the columns that I like to paint so much in the background. See, one of my co-workers said this one wakes you up because we do the graveyard shift, or at least I was always the graveyard shift guy, and he pointed to this painting and he said this wakes you up. And indeed it does. Look at the fog. Look at the fog around the roots of that tree. I really enjoyed that. I think it really adds a nice look to this painting. Really does. Come to think of it, this might have been 7 or 8 years ago as well. Maybe longer. I forgot. There's this red and black design on the bottom of the bubble that he has the city in. And again, I believe that subconsciously and then also consciously, the original New Line Cinema logo and introduction into their movies that they used, you know, with the red and black kind of going sequentially back and forth. New Line Cinema, the letters were red at the beginning, and then they turned black, and then the screen turned red, and just kind of went back and forth. I love that. For some reason, it left an impression on me, and that's why you see a lot of black and red in a lot of my paintings. Yeah, Gromus, he is about 9 feet tall. He's pretty much an energy vampire. He can come through walls without damaging the walls, come up through floors or any way he wants, and grab the victims and take them into this prison. He's a dastardly bad creature, very bad person, very bad guy. I wouldn't call him a person. He's more of a supernatural being. Definitely has a personality. There's no question about that. He drags him into the prison, puts him in prison. They lose their energy until they fade into shadow, fade and disappear. He inherits their strength, and that gives him more power to do what he does. Gromus's world, indeed. And there's the fog. I really like the fog and the light. The light coming down either from the moon or some other light source. Really like this painting. Fascinating. It really stimulates the imagination. This little brick wall here, little brick. Then you got steps way back here, steps that go up to these pillars, these columns. Yeah, just how would you like to meet him on the trail? I always imagined him being like 9 feet, supernaturally strong, smart. He's always watching. And I always figured his prison is huge. His dimension is huge. This painting here only shows 2 prison cells, but it's actually a huge place, like I showed you some of those other paintings earlier. For example, this one. Now, Gromus should be bigger in this painting. Should have been, if he's 9 feet tall and he's really big. Of course, I kind of imagined him in the background a little bit more. That's why he's not as big in this painting, but I probably should have made him bigger. But see the prison cells way up there? There's floors. This would be like the 4th, 5th floor. He's just got floor after floor of prison cell. Just everywhere. Also in this painting too, you could see the prison cells way up here, and then there's even more up there on towards the ceiling. And then those dogs. I got other paintings of Gromus with dogs, maybe at least a couple more with dogs. This is also one of the best. Probably maybe do an episode on this one in the future. Just to zoom in on his face on this painting. Really enjoyed it. Really like painting his face. He's big, he's strong, he's smart. There's intelligence there, and he figured it out, how to trap this city or two cities inside this impenetrable bubble, force field, whatever you want to say. Yeah, I should probably put this in glass, get a really nice frame for it and hang it up on my wall, but it was in the stacks of paintings. I remember it. I remember it well. I knew I had to find this one because it's one of my favorite depictions of him, as well as this shadowy character over here too. All these paintings are Gromus. I've painted them so many times that there's 39 paintings here, and there's still more. I don't know how many more, but there's still more in that stack over there. The other stack in my box of paintings. I just wanted to take a peek at this one again. I've showed this in other videos. I think I've showed both of these in other videos, especially the one on the left. I love it. It's storybook time. It's kind of a lighter depiction of Gromus, kind of done in the old style, like 11th, 12th century style of art, which I really love. It has so much character. To me, it looks better than some of the more realistic possibilities, and it gives you a chance more to invent and create instead of copying real life, and gives it that storybook quality. Gromus visits the 11th century. Yeah, just the buildings, the castle has so much character. You couldn't do that with a painting that looked too realistic. I love this painting. And let me bring this one up too, just since I have them here. Essentially the same painting, but a little different. Because I like the style so much, I purposely made it unreal and creative and inventive and fun. Storybook type. Just a quick little peek at this one because it's one of my favorite Gromus paintings that I've ever done. Really one of my favorites. I love the colors. The pink. He says here, Gromus has trapped another city inside a bubble on Halloween. Just wonderful. And then again, you got the prison in the background. Kind of shows you how big it is. As you go up towards the ceiling, there's floor after floor that go deeper and back. Just love this. This is truly Gromus's world. And I created Euclides to fight him. And he's a time traveler, so there's heroes from different centuries, different times that I would imagine rise up to fight him and stop this evil. I think this is one of the best faces of Gromus too. I just wanted to give you a peek at this one. I'll probably, at least I think I want to do a video of this one in the future. Maybe another episode of Doorway to the Paintings, or just include it in a Gromus World video that I might make in the future. I'm thinking about that. Here's another wonderful painting of Gromus. Really love this one. I just want to show you some of my Gromus paintings so you get an idea of how large a scope this covers and how big a character this actually is or could be. He trapped 5 cities in this painting. I gave it pink clouds with lightning and green background and buildings. Just give you a peek of this. Maybe I'll do a video of this one in the future as well. Love this. You got my ruins in the background, my pillars and lightning and some rain. I love this one. Really has a lot of character. Probably include this in another video in the future. At least that's the plan. It's his world, so there's his dastardly image. I had to show you this one, guys. This is one of my favorites. Give you a little peek of this one because I might do a video about it in the future. This is one of my all-time favorites of Gromus. Really a wonderful painting. One of the best. I love the pink and green pillars. I'll give you just a quick preview of this because I might save it for a future video. There's a poor soul back there, and then look how the prison is. See the prison over Gromus's shoulder? You can get an idea how far back it goes. Wonderful. When deep sleep falls on us, then out comes Gromus. I had to show you this. It's almost 100% impressionism. It's a different depiction of Gromus. He's coming to a sleeping person here, ready to snatch him up and take him to his prison. Just wanted to give you the sense of variety that I have with this character. Great impressionism. Thing I love about this painting and this kind of painting is you can invent. When I paint like this, I can create. I don't have to stick to the wooden, literal, real life. I can create, I can exaggerate, I can take the fear, the thrills, the emotions, and put those directly on the canvas instead of reality. And then I can create more and I can invent. Think you'll enjoy this one. This is really a good one. Another depiction of Gromus here. I wrote this, and it tells you his story somewhat. A shadow is watching, an evil giant. He is a time traveler from another dimension. A murky underworld. He's ready to pull his next victim into his prison. His name is Gromus. So that gives you more information about the character. A lot more information about the character. Lightning, and just give you a preview of this one. You can see the prison cells in the background. Give you a preview and maybe do a video on this one in the future. I really like it. Or include it in Gromus's world, perhaps. There's another depiction of Gromus. Look how big his world is there, his prison. See all the cells in the background up against the wall in the distance. And then this is not Euclides. This is a monk who I imagine would fight him as Gromus travels maybe to the 12th, 13th, or 14th century, 15th century. And then there's a monk who is really virtuous and wants to stand up and fight corruption, and he stumbles across Gromus and he ends up fighting him. That's another idea I had. Give you a preview of this. Here's another one, Gromus in the 12th century. Kind of has a look of the like 12th century, 13th century art. And I imagine this is like a bad dream, like a nightmare. And this character was in Gromus's world, and he's trying to escape and get back up into his bed at nighttime. There's his bed. And man, he had a heck of a night. It's not over yet. Maybe he won't make it. It's like a nightmare. Gromus is almost gonna get him. And this is done in a way that's not very realistic, but I like it like that often. I really think it's interesting painting. It gives it style and character. I had to show you one of my favorites. Talk about Impressionism. Come to Gromus. Yeah, this is ready for use. I was being humorous there. But yeah, I'll probably include this in a video in the future. One of my favorites. I love the colors. It's not very realistic, and that's exactly what I wanted, because if it was reality, I can never make the moon look like this. One eye squinting, one eye open. He's looking at this character. The man in the moon is looking. Got these beautiful colors, the expressions, the exaggeration, the curvature, the wispiness of some of the curves of the vines, like a storybook. There's certain things in here you can't get with realistic paintings. You just can't. This is truly Gromus's world here. To me, it's a very, very interesting painting. You couldn't do this if you were just focusing on real life. I love the sharp rocks. You can get the sharp rocks in real life, but you couldn't get these colors exactly, and you couldn't get the moon. You couldn't get the exaggeration. You couldn't get the fun kind of cartoony look to the characters. Again, one of my favorites. Exaggerated. Got the flowers for decoration. Beautiful painting. I think beautiful decorations. It's got a charm to it. It's a charming painting. Really like this one. Excellent. Sorry, everybody. They're my own paintings, and I'm kind of bragging about them, but I just paint my taste. I don't think I'm a better artist than anyone else. I just paint what I want to see. I paint what I think is missing, and then I just paint what I like the way I like them. So that's why I'm so impressed with my own work. Sorry about that, but I just like this style so much. Quick peek here. This is one of my favorites. The girl, or the heroine. I imagine her being a final girl in a story or a movie or episode or whatever. I just imagine that, and she came down here. She found a way into his dimension, and there's going to be a final confrontation between her and him in the end. And there's one of my pillars. I really like those, obviously. And he's back there waiting, watching. One of the best paintings here. I like it. This character is going to confront him soon. I love the blue, and then the candle, the little blue holder, candle holder there. Just thought I'd show you a little peek of this one and the others. There he is again. Thanks for watching this episode of Gromus's World. I'll probably do more in the future. At least that's the plan. This might be just the first video of Gromus's World. I might do a part 2 in the future. Maybe. I'm thinking about it, and I think this video is probably going to turn out pretty good, so why not do another one? At least that's the plan. And if you like this video, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button. And anyway, you guys, take care. I'll probably be back on a night that maybe Gromus will be watching, or maybe not. But anyway, see you in the future. Take care, everybody.